Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome back to part 2 of the #Free Britney documentary.
Yes.
We just watched the first one, and it was really interesting, actually. We learned a lot about her backstory, and how she's kind of been controlled her whole life.
Yeah, her early. We actually learned most through up until pretty recent.
Literally, it showed her parents before she was even born. It's like, oh, her parents.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're getting right up to the part where she had her incident where she shaved her head and stuff. I think that's pretty much right where we left off.
Mm-hmm.
This is an even longer episode, 45 minutes, so this is going to be a long reaction.
So go pop some popcorn in the microwave, pause the video right now, come back.
Or get a popcorn
ready.
maker, because that's better than microwave popcorn.
Yeah, but...
You know. But anyways, if you enjoy, make sure to subscribe, like the video. We have Britney Spears every Saturday. Britney Saturday! So, watch out for
Britney
that.
Saturday!
Yeah! Alright. We got a lawnmower going outside. Perfect time to start. Alright, apologies if the lawnmower is in the background. Let's do it. Here we go. #Free Britney.
It's Britney, bitch.
Can't even see.
Yeah. That would hurt your eyeballs.
What do you think it'll take to get the paparazzi to leave you alone?
I don't know.
Is that one of your biggest wishes?
Yeah. It's okay. I would like for them to leave me alone.
Before we dive deep into 2007, we want to thank Philo for sponsoring this video and allowing us to devote so much time and effort to this project. This is by far our longest and most extensive episode of Deep Dive to date, and it means the world to have a company like them.
Alright, check out Philo if you want to support them.
When you want it.
Click the link and still you're figured out.
Or through the lens of a paparazzi. Now, in recent years, we haven't seen as many paparazzi, and that's partially due to a lot of paparazzi laws that were introduced in 2010, including the anti-paparazzi bill that prevented paparazzi from interfering with a celebrity's vehicle and personal life. And that's partially because of the way Britney Spears was treated in 2007 and 2008.
That's crazy that didn't exist before.
She
Yeah.
began drinking a lot more and started hanging out with the socialite crowd in Beverly Hills. And the paparazzi were on the prowl wherever she went. Whether she was at Starbucks or the club, paparazzi were capturing her every move. And Britney's relationship with them was complicated to say the least.
Why wouldn't they let you in, Brittany? What do you think?
I don't really care. I mean, I could go to my house.
Yeah, Brittany. You tell him, Brittany. You tell him.
I'm not saying anything. I just want to around.
All right.
I love you guys.
We love you too, girl.
Hire us to do the extra. Anything from you on your video. All that. It's all over the feed, man.
Party at my house.
All right, let's go. Come on, Brittany. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's go.
Can I get one beef up your appetite?
Shut up. No, not I want number 2. No, I want a number 3. I can't see, sir.
Hey, guys. Hey, move.
She had a
No, I want a
drive-through?
number 3.
Yeah.
Hi, Brittany. Number 3. What kind of soda, Brittany?
What the heck?
Soda. Go.
What the heck?
That's crazy. She can't even go to McDonald's.
Hassled Britney and harassed her no matter where she went and tried to catch her at her absolute worst moments. There was even a period of time in the early 2000s after Britney Spears showed more than she wanted to in an incident with a paparazzi where paparazzi would intentionally try and take low shots while she was getting out of cars to try and take a photo up her skirt. Britney was even in a brief relationship with the paparazzi in 2008.
The intimate photos on a hotel balcony, kissing, holding hands, shopping for a pregnancy test. There's been speculation Adam courted Britney to get good shots and sell the pictures, an accusation he denies.
No. Never.
It was already hard to live her life day to day being one of the biggest pop stars on earth, but companies like X17 and TMZ made it even harder as their tactics became even more intense.
Yeah, TMZ.
Right there, you see it?
They always seem crazy.
Yes.
Take down TMZ. Cancel TMZ. I'm surprised they're still around after all that. Yeah, they get sued over and over.
I wonder what they do nowadays. I haven't seen them in
I don't know. Probably stock YouTubers.
She's gonna go. Guys, move open. Give me space.
Walking the entire room.
We're standing in front of the street, dog. Just
I'm home, you stupid move!
move. Hey, guys, come on, guys. 1 second.
Don't want Junior to get mad. I just don't want it to go, dog. I got you in me.
Shut up.
Brittany, what are you looking for?
My car.
Your what? Your memory card?
Shine the light on the floor.
Can someone find her memory card?
They probably stole it because they want to sell it.
Probably.
It's gotta be handsome. Just shine the light on the floor.
And she was filling with a flip phone.
You sure it's not in there?
Are you sure it's not in there?
Oh, they found it, Brittany.
Got it.
There you go.
Thanks, Gaio. Watch your back. This car.
Look out, guys. Look out, guys.
You're welcome, Brittany.
You like us again, Brittany?
Don't talk about you.
Thank you, Brittany.
I just don't like it when you get in my way of my pictures.
Okay. Sorry about that,
Why don't you
Brittany.
take one
I'm
right
a
now?
person just like you.
Why don't you take one right now?
Can you take a picture of us, Brittany?
Oh, they're so creepy.
You take a picture of us, and then no one laughs at it, so you gotta make it some creepy laugh. Oh my gosh.
Is everything good, Brittany?
It's like a horror film. They just pop out at every aisle.
Look out, guys.
Hello? Literally
Restrooms over here,
stalking,
Brittany.
but they get money for it.
Looking for the restroom?
Come on, guys.
Crazy.
I tell you, they shouldn't harass you like that, Britney Spears.
She's getting out of the bathroom there.
They're probably trying to like shove it under the door and stuff.
Probably.
They probably were. The guy was shoving his flip phone under there.
They do all this just to get this pixely footage.
How much money could they even make from just pictures of her walking?
As if all of Britney's privacy being removed wasn't enough, tragedy struck in early 2007 when Britney's aunt, Sandra, who she was very close to, passed away at the age of 59. And just a few weeks later, Britney's ex-boyfriend Isaac Cohen exploited Britney Spears by sharing extremely intimate details of Britney being insecure during intercourse. Britney had no privacy. Every square inch of her body and every second of her life was publicly broadcast and exploited for as much money as possible. She'd go to get vitamins and 40 men would block her exit and blind her with flashes while asking her super invasive questions. Then those paparazzi would sell the photos and get extremely high prices for them from tabloids and news organizations like E! and OK Magazine. One of the most notorious paparazzi, Mel Buzad, was quoted saying, "If I get a picture of Britney and her baby, I'll be able to buy a house in those hills." At this point, Britney had no one she could trust. After people she had been intimate and vulnerable with had betrayed her, she was extremely paranoid and completely alone, all during one of the hardest times of her life. As Britney was currently dealing with paparazzi stalking her, tabloids and her ex-boyfriend exploiting her, all amidst a very public custody battle for her children. And what happened next was unfortunately inevitable.
You look nice, Brittany. Where are you going? Why are you crying, Brittany?
You okay, Brittany?
Are you okay, Brittany?
You should go home with me.
Do you need to talk to someone, Brittany?
Why are you crying, Brittany?
I'm sitting for once and having a nice time with my dog.
That's it?
So with nowhere to turn and the paparazzi becoming increasingly more invasive, things took an extremely dark turn. All eyes were on Britney, and she became much more lethargic in public. As Britney gets closer to her breaking point, Felicia Culotta, Britney's assistant of nearly a decade, quit working for Britney and expressed her concern for her close friend, saying, "I loved being with Britney for the past 10 years. I cherish all the incredible opportunities that came my way through my job with Britney, and I am crushed, saddened, heartsick by the way her life is unfolding. We are doing everything in our power to get help for Britney and all of our power to not pad the bottom. So when she does indeed hit rock bottom, she'll stand up and walk away from this whole fiasco a new, confident, changed, career-driven Britney like we all loved. There's just so much you can do to help a person. I don't dare want to be an enabler, and I cannot love her enough for the both of us. I cannot convince her in any way to love herself. All I can do is be a friend, someone that loved her for many years unconditionally, and to pray that what I have decided is the most and best I can do for my friend. I cannot save her from herself, nor can I commit her to any type of treatment program against her wishes and will. I'm throwing my hands up and realizing that I am helpless." And on February 15th, 2007, Britney checked herself into the rehab facility Crossroads Center, Antigua, but she checked out 24 hours later and was spotted flying back to Los Angeles. And just 2 days later, Britney Spears' public spiral began.
Whoa, that's really intense.
Yeah. Jeez. And I'm sure all that has to be public because of paparazzi, and that's not stuff that should be.
Please, back up, please. Back up, please.
They just need some bear spray.
True, just and they'll probably get charged with assault.
Yeah.
What's wrong, Britney? Britney, how about the rehab is new? Is closed? It's true about the rehab, Britney.
I love you, Britney. All these guys are jackasses.
So now we're gonna be showing.
Takes a picture of her right on her car.
It started with Britney being spotted at Esther's hair cutting studio. The studio was closed, but they opened it just for Britney.
Hey, good for you.
He's a bodyguard outfit.
Okay.
Let's go.
7,200 somebody.
Britney told the owner she wanted to have her head shaved, but the owner, Esther Tignazi, refused and instead gave Britney the tools to do it herself. According to Access Hollywood, as Britney held the tool up to her head, she said, "Mom's gonna kill me," and began shortening her hair with scissors before buzzing it off with electric shears.
They asked why she wanted to shave her head, and she said, "I don't want anyone touching me. I'm tired of everybody touching me."
But, you know, she never said anything about being sick and tired of people touching her, and that's why she was doing it. I think maybe the braids were on too tight. She had a lot of extensions in her hair. So she shaved off the whole thing all by herself, and all I basically did was go in there and even it out for her. When we were done, she just walked out the back door, and of course the paparazzi were all over the place.
I remember this when it happened. It was like, I remember hearing about it.
That's so weird that that's like a newsworthy story.
Why she's gonna drive?
The paparazzi had already been following Britney when she escaped to the hair salon, so there were tons of them stationed outside of the hair studio, and they captured every second of it. Hollywood sweetheart Britney Spears had just shaven her head in front of hundreds of paparazzi, and this was only the beginning.
Sometimes it can get kind of lonely. You're guarded, you know? You have to be that way. Otherwise, you get taken advantage of and get in situations like I did the past year. I had totally lost my way. I lost focus. I lost myself. I had that type of nature within me that wanted to rebel out. I never wanted to become one of those prisoner people. I always wanted to feel free and get in my car and go and not let people make me feel like I had to stay at my home.
When you look back at the whole shaving of the head thing and all the rest of it, what provoked you to do that?
Like, I was going through so much artificial stuff with my kids and with Kevin and all that stuff at the time, and he just left me, and I was devastated, you know? And people thought that it was me, like, going crazy and stuff like that, but people shave their heads all the time, you know? But I mean, I was going through a lot, but it was just kind of like me just feeling a form of a little bit of rebellion or feeling free or, you know, shedding stuff that had happened, you know.
Why did you not tell anyone that's what you were doing?
Huh?
Why did you not tell anyone that's what you were doing?
I didn't think it was anyone's business, really.
Britney left the salon completely bald and led paparazzi to a Sherman Oaks tattoo parlor called Body and Soul.
It was a pretty slow night, just like every other. And I remember hearing this insane roaring sound outside that was coming from seeming far away. And it got closer and closer. And I didn't know what it was. I wasn't sure what was happening, if there was a riot outside. And then the flashes came. The door opened slowly. And a hooded figure walked in the door. I still didn't know who it was, what was happening. It happened so quickly. And then I realized it was Britney Spears. The first tattoo that she got was lips that someone else's girlfriend had done, and the other one was a small cross.
Now this started an even more intensive media frenzy, nothing like we had seen before.
Hi, Britney. Yeah, there's so many.
How you like your hair, Britney?
They think if they say it, I love you, then they. That's someone who said that. And then the fans show up, probably. Yeah. Look at that, the whole street.
And the tabloids had a heyday. Dozens of headlines calling Britney crazy and making fun of her popped up everywhere.
As erratic as Britney Spears' behavior has been lately, this really, I think, caught everyone off guard. Kelly Clarkson was at the Daytona 500 this weekend. This is her reaction as she learns the shocking news.
Kelly, Britney Spears has shaved her head.
Okay, are y'all kidding? Because somebody just told me that out there, and I think that's a joke.
Is that a style that you would ever consider for yourself?
She did not shave her head.
Did.
Are you for real?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Wow, a stunned and speechless Kelly Clarkson.
The owner of the salon even sold her hair and began offering the Britney buzz cut. Britney explained that this was simply an act of rebellion. She had been under the control of her parents, a record label, and under the microscope of the tabloids for her entire life, and she just wanted to be free. However, freedom was not what Britney obtained on February 17th. Following the night's events, Britney was admitted to Sinai Medical Center. Then for 2 days, Britney went silent. But the media didn't. They continued to ruthlessly rip Britney apart. Tabloids like The Sun and The Inquirer having some of the most tasteless headlines of them all. And merely 2 days after shaving her head, Britney is briefly seen in a short blonde wig partying at the Roxy Club. But just 24 hours later, Britney has checked herself back into rehab at Promises Residential Treatment Center in Malibu. Rehab is supposed to be a private time where people suffering from addiction can recover and be attended to properly. It is more than just a medical recoup. It is also heavily centered around mental health and privacy. However, Britney wasn't even allowed that basic human right, as the paparazzi somehow obtained a photo of her on the private premises. Britney is past rock bottom at this point, with nowhere to turn and no one she can trust. She was allegedly upset at how far the paparazzi had gone, yet again. And she left the rehab facility only to head straight to the law office of Tarlow and Burke. Burke had previously represented Reese Witherspoon in a case against the paparazzi, which may be why Britney was there. Around this time, we begin to see a narrative form amongst those who are supposedly looking after Britney's best interests. Her father spoke to Fox saying Britney is a sick little girl who they're just trying to take care of. The same day Britney went to the law office, Kevin Federline scheduled an emergency custody hearing for February 22nd. Britney caught wind of this and allegedly wanted to talk it out with Kevin. She headed out to San Fernando Valley where Kevin lived to discuss this with him. However, as she was heading towards Kevin's house, the paparazzi were tipped off on where she was, and they immediately began following and harassing her. Britney needed to speak to Kevin in private as it was concerning her children, but she couldn't even do that without the paparazzi targeting her, selling the photos and exploiting her for millions. Britney had had enough.
It wouldn't even be worth it to be famous back then at all.
It's always the dream, but then if that happened,
she has so much money, but she can't go anywhere.
She literally couldn't even go like off the grid.
Yeah.
Someone would find her.
There'd be some dude with a flip phone. She'd be in a cabin in the woods and some dude with a flip phone would be out there.
She'd be up in the Arctic in northern Alaska and some polar bear would whip out a camera and just...
What?
That's the outfit here. Rehab. Sorry.
Oh wow, she did that too?
After this incident, Britney allegedly spoke with Kevin, her mom, and Larry Rudolph, her manager, where they told her she needed to complete an entire treatment at Promise's rehab facility. If not, Kevin would take full custody of the kids. Britney agreed to go back to rehab, and the emergency custody hearing was then canceled. On February 27th, just 6 days after Britney had her meeting with Kevin, there was a leak from Promise's rehab facility alleging that Britney was struggling with postpartum depression and feeling like she's lost total control. This made headlines across the globe. Britney's personal life was once again blasted for the public to see, and they were not kind. However, on March 21st, 1 month after her meeting with Kevin, Britney completed the rehab program at Promise's rehab facility. No matter what Britney did, she couldn't trust the people around her. In her darkest hour, no one was there to help console her. As she is battling for the right to be a mother, all the public does is mock and degrade her. No matter what Britney did, no matter what steps she took towards a healthier life, the media exploited her and drained her name for every penny that it was worth. And she had just had enough.
But like, I just really want to talk and just say how nice our world is. Like, it is so nice. Like, I'm gonna cry right now because our world is so nice. No, it really is, because oh my god, the other day I saw this magazine and I looked at it and it said I was pregnant, and I went up to my mom and I was like, oh my god, my mom knew, she was right. Always believe everything you read, everybody. Because I really am pregnant. And then I went to this person and they saw it on the USA Today, that I was drinking a lot. And it was so true. It was so true. And then it was just so weird because then after that, everybody, just always believe what you read, because in all my management, they totally knew what they were doing when they sent me to rehab. Totally. They totally knew what they were doing. It's just so weird how great and nice our world is. And after this, nobody's gonna talk about this because our world is so nice. So that's all I wanted to say. So, okay, bye.
In April of 2007, Britney fired her longtime manager, Larry Rudolph, alleging that he forced her into rehab. However, Britney's father, Jamie Spears, would come to Larry Rudolph's defense, stating that if Britney loses her children, it is no fault but her own. He went from saying she's a sick little girl who needs help to just 3 months later defending Larry Rudolph very publicly against his own daughter. Britney replied saying that she was praying for her father as they have never had a good relationship. Around this time, Britney began isolating herself from friends and family, not knowing who she could trust. This is the time period that she met Sam Lutfi at a club, and they were instantaneously best friends. With Britney firing her management team and no longer trusting her family, she had to create her own support bubble. Sam and Allie, who was her cousin and assistant, would be just that for Britney. And for the rest of the year, the three of them would be inseparable.
No, just kidding. Brittany, do you want us to sing a birthday song for you? Happy birthday.
Okay, we gotta get y'all the backup song.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Brittany. Happy birthday to you.
In May of 2007, Britney surprised all of her fans by doing a set of live shows at the House of Blues in a few major cities. The media would rip these performances to shreds and would continue to speculate every detail about Britney's mental health. She could not catch a break from the media. Britney felt she needed to humanize herself in an open letter to her fans. Britney opened up in this letter like she hadn't done before about what was going on with her this year. She started off talking about the tabloids, saying, "I used to be angry at the tabloids for printing horrible things about me, but now I try to just be numb to what I see." She went on to discuss her experience at rehab, and this paragraph's really important because she does mention her manager, Larry Rudolph, saying, I had a manager from a long time ago come in and try to direct me and my life after I got my divorce. I was so overwhelmed, I think that I was in a little shock too. In the next paragraph, Britney talks about being financially taken advantage of, saying, this letter is not to place blame on anyone, although I do see the world with a completely different set of eyes now. Being in that vulnerable state and taken to dinners and parties with friends and finding out later you paid for everything was a huge learning lesson for me.
Wow.
Britney continued to open up, saying, I feel like some of the people in my life made more of some issues than was necessary. I also feel like they knew I was beginning to use my brain for a change and cut some ties, so they wanted to be in more control of my life than me. Now here's what's interesting about this letter. If you look it up on major media sites such as People, they cut out every part where Britney talks about the media's portrayal of her, people trying to control her and use her. And you have to click to expand the article to actually see the unedited letter. This is just another example of the narrative being manipulated and Britney's obvious warnings about her situation being hidden and ignored. Exactly 1 month after the letter was published, Britney was spotted delivering another letter to her mother. Allegedly, this letter contained orders telling Lynn Spears to stay away from Britney's children.
Lynn, how you doing? Why is it that Britney served you?
A love letter.
A love letter? What did the love letter say?
The media is literally all money, money, money. They'll destroy anybody for money, money, money.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just like
the rumors?
People magazines and stuff. It's crazy.
Why are they saying, that she's going to serve you this?
Yeah, I mean, their magazines are everywhere too, and it's all about that.
It's always rumors.
Front page.
Clear them up. I mean,
She did not serve me.
she did not serve you.
She did not.
So how's your mom? You think everything's going to be okay with her?
I'm praying for her right now. I
Are
hope
ya?
she gets all the help she needs. And
Do you think she needs to go to rehab?
I don't know.
Jeez, look at the reflection. How many people out there?
You know what? In time, who knows what'll happen?
Really? Are you going to go to
help her out?
Kentwood?
Huh?
Are you going to go to Kentwood?
What's? Oh, where I'm from?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like it here.
Brittany, can I give you this?
I love you guys.
Can I give you this?
Love you too, Brittany. Thank you.
It's important to note that at this time, Lynn was allegedly shopping around a tell-all on Britney and was working with Britney's fired manager, Larry Rudolph, someone who Britney strongly
weird.
felt like was untrustworthy.
Her own
There
parents.
was a lot
That's
happening
crazy.
in July of 2007, more than the media and public knew at the time, and something we're going to dive into later. Britney was making headlines yet again when she sent a tongue-in-cheek handwritten apology to X17. Dear X17, I want to apologize for the past incident with the umbrella. I was preparing a character for a possible movie role where the husband doesn't play his part, so they swap places. Unfortunately, I didn't get the part. I'm sorry I got all carried away with my role. Britney. Also this month, her assistant set up a tell-all with OK Magazine to dispel rumors and talk openly about reaching her breaking point. However, given everything Britney was going through publicly and behind closed doors, she just was not ready for this kind of interview, and it was a total disaster. She was blasted for eating fried chicken and wiping the grease on a loaner designer dress and walking out before they could get any usable photos. As July came to a close, Britney's divorce to Kevin Federline would become finalized. They would, however, go on to have a very public custody battle in the months to follow. During this
So
time,
weird.
Britney also hired Jeff Quantinitz as her new manager, and things were looking much more positive for her life. The next few months, while they would be brutal, would have several pop culture defining moments and would change Britney's career forever.
Although she hit a parked car trying to escape paparazzi and got charged with a hit and run, August held a lot of positive news for Britney as well. As rumors of a surprise
What was she supposed to do there? There's
VMA
people
performance
literally
this
surrounding her.
was major. This would be the first televised award show performance since Britney shaved her head, and Jeff Quantinett's first major project managing Britney Spears. There was a lot riding on this one performance, and with Britney in a very public custody.
This is actually pretty crazy. So the camera just after a certain time it cuts off and it makes us restart it. But this is crazy. So I know we're not talking a lot, but I mean it's just like constant like stuff happening. They're explaining it, so we don't really want to talk over it. But it's crazy. This is the paparazzi are just vicious. It's kind of disgusting.
I can't imagine being like, even just having one bad day and then you just go out and then there's people just asking you constantly about your day, and then it's like, I don't want to talk about it, and then you go to this place and then they're there again.
Imagine having one stalker. That would be weird. But then 50 of them following you everywhere you go with these flashing lights. They're just...
Yeah, and then being forced into rehab too.
And then they try to suck up to you. Oh, I love you, Britney. I love you, Britney. Shove camera in your face. That's crazy. This is ridiculous. Good thing it at least changed a little bit. I'm sure it's still a problem because those people are bloodthirsty, but...
Yeah.
Headspace to be doing something this intensive at the time. The media began labeling this as Britney's big comeback. And when the night of the
blonde hair who sang and did pop records, and now it's this girl with blonde hair who sang and did pop records, had 2 kids, got me. You know what I mean? Like, we all know her story, and it's at times unfortunate, but at the same time, it's interesting.
When it came time for Britney to go on stage, she performed Give Me More, the first single off her new album. And Britney's fans were elated that she was back, but she unsurprisingly drew a lot of criticism as well, with people unfairly body-shaming her and making fun of her for months after the performance. Britney was suddenly the laughingstock of the music industry.
That's not really fat at all, but compared to the other girls, she looks big. She looks like the fat Elvis, walking around the stage, doing things she used to do, but doing it really poorly.
This performance was particularly painful for Britney Spears because she had really set herself up for it. She wanted to open the MTV Awards. She wanted to make a splash. She wanted to show everyone that she could do it. And this has just made things worse for Britney. We actually did a flash poll on usmagazine.com immediately afterward asking, is Britney back? And 81% said no. It was, you know, as everyone's talking about, it was stiff, it was flat. She needed about 100 hours more practice before this thing was ready for prime time, let alone to open the MTV Video Music Awards.
Right, you know, and forget, you know, appearance, because people have made comments about her not being in peak shape. She looked downright out of it. I mean, this is somebody who perhaps you may have questioned whether or not she had the best voice in the world. She was known for being an entertainer and for being able to dance, and she's literally being directed and shuffled around the stage.
Britney seemed nervous, the MTV Music Awards, and at times so out of it that you wondered if she knew where she was or if she knew the words to her own song. My take. How did the people around her allow this to happen last night? She has a manager, a record label, a lot to lose. Why didn't someone say, hey, you're not ready to perform? What does she pay these people to do?
Her eyes were open, her lips were moving, she remained conscious the entire time. It was the greatest impression of an office worker embarrassing themselves at a holiday party I have ever seen. 5 stars, Britney. Bravo. Bravo. In Criss Angel's original piece, it involved a lot of mirrors, and when Britney was rehearsing it, she kept stopping the song and saying, who hired the fat girl?
Extra claimed that she was seen texting somebody immediately after her performances. Any guesses on the nature of the text, Joel, and the recipient of the text?
Well, I'm not sure, but I think we can rule out dietitian, personal trainer, psychologist, clothing stylist, makeup artist, nanny. I can keep going. Actual musician, songwriter. Stop me at any time. Personal bleacher.
Lingerie
waxer.
I think there was so much hype about her big comeback at the beginning.
Why is MSNBC talking about it so much?
It's just so sad that no one said get in front of a mirror and practice or learn your lyrics and learn your dance moves. I love her and I was devastated.
AP said she looked bleary and unprepared, which, you know, is me most nights. USA Today called it truly forgettable. The always unkind New York Post jiggled like Jello. And
oh my God.
Why did they have to post these things?
R.I.P. Britney's career, 1998-2007.
Can you imagine if people said that today?
One of the most prominent gossip bloggers and a large critic of Britney Spears at the time wrote a scalding open letter saying, Dear Britney, you. We are insulted, offended, and disgusted by your performance at the VMAs. Are you f***ing serious? What you did was disrespectful to your few remaining fans, and it was disrespectful to MTV. You didn't even try.
Seems like a freak. Have you ever seen him before?
I feel like I have.
Your performance is beyond pathetic. The old Britney Spears, who was at one point, a long time ago, truly great, would be embarrassed by your lack of professionalism and utterly appearance at the VMAs. Where was Criss Angel? Where was the magic? And by magic, we don't mean any tricks or illusions. You seemed dead on stage. You have lost that spark and shine that used to ooze out of you. We all know you lip sync, but you couldn't even do that well at the VMAs. And you barely dance. You couldn't even get good hair extensions. You have no one to blame for your failure but you. There was no way you were going to be good. You were out partying every night before the VMAs for 3 days in a row until almost sunrise. You were probably still drunk or high during your performance. You almost tripped a few times, you mess. No bullshit excuse that you or your camp will come up with can make up for how pathetic your performance was. A true professional will deliver no matter what. Let's repeat that. It's worth repeating. A true professional will deliver no matter what. What you did was inexcusable.
This guy is... it's always crazy to me when the fans of stars feel like they're entitled to something. They're like, I wanted this. Why didn't you give me this? I hate you.
Yeah, like when they release a song and it's like a little different than what they, like a different style than what they expected. They're like, why didn't they just do the same thing that they did before?
That's what I wanted. It's crazy.
Went down as one of the most iconic moments in the Video Music Awards history, and it became infamous. Britney's fans also began to come out of the woodwork and defend Britney from the ruthless attacks by the media. And this is where we get one of the most viral videos of the early 2000s.
Do we really want to see a 25-year-old woman leave behind 2 children and die? Have we learned nothing from Anna Nicole Smith?
Not breathing and she's not responsive.
Just 39 years old. And I know it's hard to see Britney Spears as a human being, but trust me, she is. She's a person. She's like you or I. And I don't know about you, but I know that I would be pretty shaken up right now. Whatever the case of her, whatever the cause of her performance was, I don't care. All I care about is Britney's well-being. And Britney, all I want is for you to get...
It's literally the first time we've heard that in this entire documentary. All we care about is her well-being.
Britney needs to know that she still has her fans.
And how dare anyone out there make fun of Britney?
We're not gonna pass up a chance to work with Ginger Fox. She's a huge star.
She was, till she hopped on the cycle train and crashed into Has-Been Island. Ginger's manager said that she's gotten some, you know, mental health. And now she's ready to make a big comeback. She looks okay from a distance. Just marching around the stage like an idiot. Did she shave into her arms? I don't think she shaved into her arms. Has anybody seen my baby?
Hi, everybody. I may have lost a foot to diabetes, but I'm still sexy, y'all. Now I'm gonna dance for you.
Excuse me, Mrs. Spears, but your kids are here and they've brought you a squirrel.
My boys? Really? Send them in. It's okay. My kids are here. I feel better now. We did it, guys. I told you that would work. Yeah, all right. All right.
You mean it was just a joke? My kids ain't here?
All right, Daddy, just flash your crotch or something.
I've got a better idea.
You do?
Yeah.
No!
Get me a drink, bitch.
I sort of see you. I think I took too many Xanax.
That's
Britney, bitch.
And so you felt like dropping in and just expect me to be free.
After all she's been through, she lost her aunt.
And these are for you, Aunt Sandra.
She went through a divorce. She had 2 f***ing kids. Her husband turned out to be a user, a cheater, and now she's going through a custody battle. Perez Hilton talked about professionalism and said if Britney was a professional, she would have pulled it off no matter what. Speaking of professionalism, when is it professional to publicly bash someone who's going through a hard time? Leave Britney alone! Please!
Even Chris Crocker was ridiculed for defending Britney Spears and became a celebrity on their own. It was so popular to dislike Britney Spears at the time that her supporters were being ridiculed as well for just standing up for her, even though they were on the right side of history. Only 11 days after Britney shocked the world with Give Me More, her manager Jeff dropped her, saying the current circumstances prevented him from doing his job. And merely a few weeks later, the court ruled that Britney could only have monitored visits with her kids. But she appealed and was able to get 1 night a week. When Britney left custody court, the paparazzi caused yet another car accident. A sheriff was holding back the paparazzi when Britney accidentally ran over her foot, trying to get away, and unfortunately, just a few weeks later, the court ruled that Britney could no longer drive her kids around due to the dangers of the paparazzi. They had taken everything.
They take her license because of them.
That's
That's whack.
And now the right to drive her children. This was a really big deal to Britney, as being a mother was a huge part of her identity. She just wanted to raise her children in peace. The entertainment industry had stripped her of everything and continued to ruthlessly manipulate and abuse Britney every chance they got. And this all came to a head in the fall, when Britney was gearing up to release the most influential and experimental album of her career.
How's your new album, Britney? I heard it's gonna be a hit. Think it's funny? What?
That he
In
sold
July
that
of
clip.
2006, Britney began work on one of her most unique and successful projects. It would be a new album with a completely different sound. She began production of Blackout by recording Radar the day after she filed for divorce from Kevin Federline, and recorded the rest of the album amongst some of her darkest moments.
You know, it was also a dark period in her life, but what was it like being in the studio with Britney Spears?
You know, it was awesome in the beginning, and she was the sweetest, most happiest thing. And so it was difficult to see her go through the transition, because we were there through the transition and things got a little bit rough.
Britney, your single's doing incredibly well. Are you happy? Yeah.
You know it's number one, right? Number one ring. Yeah.
After Gimme More hit #1, they moved the release up 2 weeks. But this album had one of the most non-traditional press runs ever.
Because it'd be real funny if she were like, just kidding.
Well, it'd be funny up until kid number 2.
Because, I mean, think about it. She's done no press for her album, which I love her album. But yeah, I do. But she's done no press. She's getting so much press off of all this other stuff.
Britney only did one interview about the album with Ryan Seacrest.
Today, the album's been out for a day or so. What will you do for the rest of the week? Do you have to do appearances? Will you promote the album? What are you going to be doing?
This is it.
This is it. This is the promotion.
You promoted on air with Ryan Seacrest.
We don't need to promote anymore.
All right, so well then let's cover all of our bases this morning. What about Piece of Me? Is it's kind of about your image in the media and the paparazzi swarming and everyone always on your case.
7 was Britney's last year as a free woman, and it was full of nothing but struggle, heartache, and abuse at the hands of the media. Britney Spears had been so controlled for the first 25 years of her life that reaching her breaking point was inevitable. And over a decade later, this time period is still affecting almost every aspect of her life. To quote Perez Hilton, who ruthlessly ripped her to shreds, "Looking back now, it really does seem like Britney is lucky to still be alive." Britney had thought she had hit rock bottom, but little did she know the fears she expressed in May about people trying to take control of her life would come true. In the past few years, we have learned even more about why Britney isolated herself and was so paranoid about the people she thought she could trust. In an alleged leaked email from July of 2007, we see Britney contacting her lawyer, Gary Stifelman, stating a woman named Lou Taylor had been stalking her. Britney was concerned as Lou Taylor had alleged plans to visit her drunk father in Kentwood, Louisiana. Britney stated, "I don't care about him, but she could easily find my mother and hurt her."
I had certain people into my life that were just bad people. You know, you do something wrong and you learn from it, you move on, but it's like I'm having to pay for it for a really long time. If I wasn't under the restraints that I'm under right now, I feel so liberated and feel like myself.
Jeebers. Dang, that's crazy. That was just like a couple year span right there, too.
I think it was just 2007, basically.
Oh, yeah, true.
I think they just went over, like, briefly the years before, and then it was mostly just 2007.
Dang.
And now the next part's gonna be...
the conservatorship?
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah, that was intense.
Yeah.
It's just the paparazzi, they're disgusting. Seriously, they hoard her like freaks. Freak is my favorite word now, guys.
Freak.
Perez Hilton is a freak, I gotta say. To write something about that, like, about somebody because they had they've been in a hard rough like strut for a whole year, and they come back finally perform after so long. You're like, I hate you.
They didn't have a six-pack abs.
How dare you? The media, the paparazzi. It's dang. That was a long video. I learned a lot though, because I always heard about that. Like I remember hearing back then when I was however old, that I guess 10.
I was 5.
That about the shaved head thing. I remember people making fun of it and all that stuff.
I mean, yeah, there was at least 10 to 15 clips making fun of that one performance and her shaving her head.
MSNBC is that not a news channel back then or something? Why are they talking about it?
You're telling me if I were to shave my head right now, MSNBC wouldn't report on it?
They might. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we learned
a lot.
A lot, definitely. Good thing the paparazzi doesn't exist anymore. Can you imagine? There's just so many famous people these days, though, that I feel like it would be hard for them. And Instagram exists.
Yeah, I guess how prevalent social media is, it's probably a little less, but I feel like the fans now are crazier.
Yeah, true. I think we said that in the last one too, but yeah, the fans are nuts now. Like BTS or whatever, they were talking about how they used to fly on normal planes, and then fans would find what flight they were going on and buy tickets so they could sit next to them. So then they had to start chartering planes.
What?
That's creepy.
Yeah, like I get you want to meet them, but it's like,
go to a concert and get behind backstage passes or something. My gosh.
Next part we'll probably do in 2 parts, because it's an hour and a half long, so it'll be getting to a long video, so you might do 2 parts for part 3.
Yeah. And then we'll see the new statement after we get the whole story, so we kind of know what's going on, and then we'll listen to her new statement that's supposed to be pretty intense. So
yeah.
Thank you all for watching. I don't know if any of you guys made it 50 minutes in, but if you did, thank you.
I would assume you finished your popcorn by now.
A lot of it. They probably ate 4 bags of it, you know? But
from their popcorn maker.
Yeah, it better be a popcorn maker. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you enjoyed, like the video if you enjoy. See y'all later. Bye.